Recently, I was able to witness the fights of 3 great warriors. His powers were completely absurd. I had never seen anything like it.
What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92, and I'm back with another Kamehameha reaction video. And today we have a good one. So make sure you hit that like button so that way we can trigger YouTube algorithm. So that way we can be seen by a bigger audience. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on the great content. Let's go. Now that we got all the good stuff out the way, let's get to the content, you dig?
As our story continues inside the hyperbolic time chamber with Ultra Ego Vegeta looking to finish off Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku once and for all, it was only right then during that moment as Vegeta was shown smiling where Vegeta went on to address Goku by telling him, if you truly want to find out if you're strong enough to wage war against these warriors, then stay right where you are. I think that's enough out of those two for now, Beerus went on to chime in. Do you sense that, Whis? They're determined to go through with this. We can't have them kill each other in there, so bring them back, Beerus says. We saw enough, and it's clear that they still need much work that needs to be done. As Whis went on to chime in, all their time to spar in there had expired anyways. Very well then, my lord, here we are. As moments right before Vegeta had proceeded in firing this gigantic Hakai Ball at Goku, it was only then where both Goku and Vegeta were instantaneously teleported from the time chamber back onto Beerus' planet. With both Goku and Vegeta seemingly shocked by this, it was only then where Beerus went on to respond by telling them, that's enough out of you. The two of you are getting a little too far ahead of yourselves in there, and I won't risk having one of you die in the process of training, so you can forget it. We've seen what we needed, Whis went on to chime in, so I think it's best that the two of you resume your battle another day. We can't have you destroying each other in there, so you can both consider this to be a draw, Whis says, but
One thing about the Saiyans, bruh, they will fight to the death, even if they cool with each other, for the sport of getting stronger. That is insane, bro. They are out there minds, but it works for them. It's in their DNA. But it's crazy because Goku and Vegeta been around each other for years now, bro. You know, they should already have squashed their differences, but once they get the battling, bro, they try to kill each other every time, bro. Every time. Let's get back to it.
I had this goof right where I needed him, Vegeta went on to shout. Who called off this fight between us? With Whis responding, well, it was actually Lord Beerus who decided it was best for the two of you to stop before things got, well, a little messy in there, so you can thank him. That's right, Beerus says. Now, is there a problem, Saiyans? As the two were then shown having to revert back down to their base form, it was only there where Goku went on to respond to Beerus by telling him, aw man, it was you that called off the fight, Lord Beerus, but it was just getting good. We'll settle this another day, Kakarot, but just so you know in case you were curious, as good as you are and as good as you were in there, if what you told me about these warriors is true, then you don't stand a chance, Vegeta says, and I think you know it too. I've seen where I stand in there against you, so I'll be making sure to correct my weaknesses so that way...
The way the top 5 was making fun of Goku, he does not stand a chance, bro. And for the fact that the Grand Priest is in that circle that he got to fight, Goku must be out his mind, bro, if he ain't even close to Whis' power level, let alone any of the others. Beerus is trembling at the top 5. And Goku still can't beat him right now. So it's quite interesting to see what type of training is Whis going to take Goku through that's going to allow him to ascend to these type of levels. Let's get to it.
way you may never exploit them in battle again. Wait, you really don't think I have a chance against them like this, Goku asks? Well, I kind of figured, but I was hoping I'd at least put up a good fight. You put up a good fight against Vegeta, Goku, but I know those warriors better than you do, and thus far, you're not even close, Beerus says. The Grand Priest was watching along with us, and if it were not for Whis pleading to give you more time, you would have failed, Beerus continues. Take that as you will. He also gave us the rules for this exhibition event, but I'll leave that for you and Whis to talk about. None of it is what concerns me. But what does concern me is you, Beerus says. During your fight, I couldn't help but notice that you still had a few things that you needed to fix in battle. So you'll be coming with me to fix them. I can't have you going around representing me if you're still vulnerable in battle. We're not done with your training. Now let's go, Beerus shouts. Oh, and off they go, then Whis chimes in. Hey, wait, Lord Beerus, what do you mean
This whole tournament is the Grand Priest's way of training Goku for him to tap into the inner strength that he really has. That's my opinion, because I don't see what the Grand Priest can get out of setting all this up just because Goku had that desire. Nah, bro. There's more to it. The Grand Priest must really like Goku, because I really think that he's taking it upon himself to train Goku in his special way. But I could be wrong. Let's get back to it.
he was here watching? You better tell him, Whis, Beerus says. He's your responsibility now. Oh man, I was hoping to have a chance to train with him. Well, they're gone, Goku says. Man, am I really in over my head here, Goku questions? I know there's something more to this power, especially after those warriors mentioned that I was only in the infancy stages of Ultra Instinct. My lower levels clearly aren't going to be enough, but neither will my Ultra Instinct be unless I can find a way to evolve it like how I've evolved Super Saiyan God into Super Saiyan Blue. I only have 30 days to find a way, and to be honest, after fighting Vegeta, I'm not sure if that'll be enough time, but I know that there's something more here, Goku says. I just can't put my finger on it. Most of the problems that come with Ultra Instinct have been fixed, so how can I evolve it to suit me better in this upcoming battle? Well, you're right about one thing, Whis went on to chime in, which was why you were given an extended amount of time to improve before this event takes place. Instead of training for only 30 days, you are now given 1 full year to do what you can. You are still struggling.
And that was Goku's lucky break, to be totally honest, right? Giving him a little more time to train probably gave Goku his best advantage, because at this point in time, he is nowhere near ready to fight these warriors at all. When you got to think about it, bro, the top 5 strongest in the multiverse, that is a huge statement, bro. Like, I mean, these beings had to go through incredible lengths to even be named that by the Grand Priest. I mean, crazy work, bro. Crazy work. And I ask you guys to forgive me. I know lately my videos have been, I would say, struggle streaming. It's due to my internet service not being as great as it should be. I'm working to upgrade and get better equipment so that way I can get a better internet connection. That way it doesn't skip and do these weird things in the midst of the video. So I do want to say I appreciate everybody who's sticking with me even through these hard times, because my videos will get greater later. I promise that. Right now, I'm just working through the hard times to get to the great times. But let's get back to the content.
For complete control in battle, Goku. Though aware of the dangers you face, you are still trying to suppress your inner Saiyan nature from controlling the pace of the battle you are waging. It was as I told you a long time ago, Whis says. You must learn to adapt Ultra Instinct into developing your own version of it. Lucky for you, he says, with 1 full year to train non-stop with me, I'm sure we could figure out a way to draw this power out onto the surface, he says. You were also given perks in this fight, 3 lifelines that will greatly aid you in case you find yourself in a sticky situation. We still need to work on strengthening your lower levels, so I hope you're ready, Whis says. As he was only then shown having to heal Goku with his staff, Goku from there went on to respond by asking, is there any way I can maybe merge my Saiyan nature with an angel's nature like Ultra Instinct and make them one? It depends, honestly, Whis says. Both follow different roads, so in order to have these paths cross, you will need to first become one with your mind and body, with Goku responding, so can't I just power up and try to shatter my limits like I did when I evolved Super Saiyan God into Super Saiyan Blue? How can I get these two?
And Goku has a big challenge, right? Excuse me. But Goku has a big challenge on his hands. To merge, or I say to become one with mind and body. I mean, it's difficult for anybody. Look at today's society. Excuse me. Look at yourself, right? sometimes your body goes against what your mind wants. Excuse me 1 second, you guys. Woo. Kind of felt like my throat was a little dry, but in today's society, merging mind and body is one of the most difficult tasks in the world because a lot of people don't even have control over their mind. Your mind runs your emotions and your body. But if you have no control over your thoughts, then that's going to be a difficult task, let alone trying to merge them to become one, to think on the same accord. That is difficult. So Goku got a task on his hands. Let's get back to it.
two powers to become one if they're different? Is there like a cheat or something? With Whis responding, well, no. You are a Saiyan, Goku, and as such, you, a Saiyan, are wielding the latter power of an angel, yet you try to fight like an angel by trying to mimic me, but you instead fight like a Saiyan who is attempting to fight by using both styles. Are you following? Whis asks. Rather than attempting to be just like me and reverting to an old fighting style such as a Saiyan, you need to combine the elements of both into fighting as one. You are too caught up with wanting to be both, Whis says, which is why you will need to evolve beyond what you are and become something that you have never been before. Sort of like an angelic Saiyan, if you would, but the path to that power will not be easy and certainly not guaranteed, Whis says. It starts here, Whis went on to point out, and the power which you are seeking comes from deep within. Although as you currently stand, you are no match for Budo, Akuma, Yoshido, or Takira, there is still a chance for you to eventually change that, Whis says. However, I will be honest and say that no matter what you do, you will not exceed the Grand Minister in power, he adds. But at least you can still try your best at attempting to do so, he says, and now that you are fully healed, I want you to come with me, Whis says. We have much to do and much for you to learn.
Even if Goku figure out a way to beat the top four, right? There's no way he's going to even get close to beating the Grand Priest. You know, I don't even know if that's even possible, bro. Not in this series, But I mean, Goku is getting strong. He is putting up a fight with everybody else, so you got to give him props on that level. But Grand Priest level, I don't see it, bro.
And in case you are wondering, your first opponent during this exhibition will be the multiverse's fifth strongest warrior, Budo. With an almost indestructible body and a master of shapeshifting, this will by no means be easy, Whis says, which is why I want you to follow me. And as soon as Whis was then shown opening up a portal, he then went on to continue. Through here, he says, once we step through, we will begin. So, where exactly are we going, Whis? We will be traveling to a very special place. An alternate mirror dimension, he says, used for the sole purpose of recreating and reliving one's history. Since you will be fighting a master shapeshifter, you might as well prepare yourself for anything at any time once you step foot onto the battlefield to face him, he says, in which as both Whis and Goku were then shown having to step through the portal, Goku then went on to ask, so this guy can turn himself into anything he wants to turn himself into? So like any of the enemies that me and the others have faced before? Precisely, Whis says, and you would need to be ready for any opponent in case he were to use your past against you. Oh man, what is this place?
But if that's the case, right? If Budo used warriors, from Goku's past, Goku would have a sort of an advantage because he already faced these guys. He already beat them, so he knows their power. He knows how they think. He knows how they fight. So if Budo doesn't per se use his own mind while using the powers of other warriors, then Budo ain't gonna have a chance. If he's morphing into warriors Goku already beat, but now if he's morphing into warriors that Goku never faced, that's probably similar, like fusions, then Goku gonna have a problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially by himself. I mean, UI is pretty strong, but I don't know, bruh.
Goku says. It looks like any other normal location on Earth, but the air here feels different and heavy. So I'm basically going to be fighting against the enemies of my past again, is that it? But I don't see or sense anyone else around the area. Man, this feels weird, he says. It feels like there's nothing on this planet. No plants, no animals, no people. It just feels empty. So, Whis, when do we... Your training, Goku, will begin right now, Whis went on to interrupt. And just like before, I want you to use your lower levels and only reserve Ultra Instinct to when you truly need to use it, he adds. And I forgot to mention one other thing, Whis went on to chime in. Not only will you face the enemies of your past, but in this realm, there is also the chance that you may face off against unexpected fused warriors that you have never seen before, he says. Budo is able to morph himself into anything, which means that if he truly wanted to, he could fuse anyone from your past and have you battle them. There are realms that you have yet to explore and see through your mortal eyes, Goku. The one we are in now is one of them. I want you to remain focused and never drop your guard during your battles, he says. Adapt and strengthen your body or you will perish. I will keep watch of the time, Whis adds. You will be given 3 minutes total. Oh wow, only 3 minutes, Goku asks? Why is it so short? Am I going to be facing that many enemies? So, no Ultra Instinct unless I really need it, huh? Got it. I'm ready, Goku says, but then, out of nowhere, an individual went on to step on forward by telling Goku, you're not ready. Hey, wait a minute, Goku says.
Uh-oh. Granola's back. Nah. On a serious note, though, Granola had Goku and Vegeta on their heels, bro. I mean, he was hitting them with sniper shots that they just could not avoid, bro. Even in Goku's Ultra Instinct state, he couldn't avoid them shots that Granola was giving to him. You know, I'm not even gonna mention when Gas stepped into the picture and he was throwing buses and all type of objects at them. Like they really had a challenge at that fight. You know what I mean? But let's get back to it.
Know that voice from somewhere. As with Goku then shown having to turn around, he was only then met by none other than Granola, as Granola went on to address Goku by telling him, long time no see, Saiyan. It's time that you and I settle the score that should have been settled on my planet before the heaters interrupted. Whoa, no way, it's you, Granola, but we already put our differences behind us a long time ago. With Whis chiming in, he isn't the same friendly Granola that you and Vegeta remember from planet Sorel. This Granola, in fact, is from a timeline where you never made peace with him, he adds, so he will be dealing with you as it is, Whis says. You have 3 minutes to do what is needed. Oh, and Goku, Whis says, make sure you fight as though your life depends on it, because it does. Now then, without wasting any more of our time, let the battle against the enemies of your past and beyond officially begin. Good luck, Whis says. As the very moment Whis had gone in announcing that Goku can finally begin, Goku from there went on to turn his head by responding that energy. As he was only then quickly able to avoid the coming blast that had made its way towards him, that's when Goku went on to shout, whoa, his blast is still as accurate as I remembered, and the power that's coming from it, he's still as dangerous as he was when we fought him. Pay attention, Saiyan, you will pay dearly for what your tribe has done to my people. I've waited a very long time for this day, and right now, this is where you will die. No more games, Granola shouts, as he was from there shown firing multiple energy blasts at Goku. Granola had really gone in trying to make an effort in putting Goku down, as Granola went on to tell him, you won't escape me this time, Saiyan. For what your race did to mine, I will make sure that you pay dearly for the crimes of your disgusting people. As with Goku then shown having to close his eyes and making his way towards Granola in avoiding each and every single one of his...
Can you imagine somebody being mad at you for something your ancestors did? Oh man. But seriously, and not even realizing, Granola didn't even realize that it was Saiyans that actually saved him and his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to have a vendetta against somebody that you thought did something to you that in actuality really didn't. Cold work. Frieza had put that game on these people's mind, bro. Mind manipulation at its finest.
blasts, it was only from that point on where Whis went on to say to himself, it was never going to be easy, Goku. You will need to dig down deeper than you ever have in order to find what you've been searching for. You never cease to amaze me. However, to reach the true power of an angel is not something that anyone can just easily do. You always tend to let something get in the way of your true and ultimate potential. I can feel something there, he says, deep inside, and it is not my job to draw this out. It is yours, he says, and we will see if you can. As during this initial engagement back down on the battlefield with Goku being shown having to be tagged by one of Granola's blasts, it was only from there where Goku went on to get hit by shouting, "Aw, damn it! Your pathetic tricks won't work this time," Granola went on to shout. "Now suffer, Saiyan! Suffer as my people once suffered!" But even then, Goku was not having it, because Goku from there had gone in immediately transforming into a Super Saiyan God by shouting, "Alright, that's it, now I'm mad, let's do this," Goku shouts. "Oh, don't make the same mistakes you made before, Goku," Whis went on to say to himself. "Remember not to let your emotions dictate the pace of the battle you are thrown in." As even with Goku being shown having to dash directly at Granola, Whis then went on to continue, "I truly hope you are able to listen and follow instructions, because Budo is going to be one opponent that powering up won't work against. I'm a lot stronger than when I was when you faced me, so let's see how you stand."
Sometimes warriors would intentionally make you mad or draw out certain emotions to see your flaws, because 9 times out of 10 you will exploit your own flaws when you're in an emotional state. And I think that's what Whis is trying to get Goku to understand. And, it's something he really needs to understand, because that can be a win-lose situation if he doesn't, have control over his own emotions. But let's get back to it.
Stand up against Super Saiyan God first. As with Goku then being shown having to make the first move in attempting to punch Granola, Granola from there had immediately gone on and grabbing onto Goku's punch by responding, "You can't be serious. I'll be standing up to this red-haired form of yours just fine, Saiyan. Or did you already forget how powerful I am?" he asks. "Because if you did, then I will gladly remind you." He's not bluffing, Goku went on to respond. "This isn't good. He could be hiding so much more power than he's letting off." As it was only then shown how Granola had attempted to now strike Goku, with Goku having to move out of the way, it was only from that point moving forward where Goku went on to address Granola by telling him, "A lot has changed since your time, Granola. It's unfortunate to see that you still hate us despite our union in my timeline, but I won't let that weigh me down against you." As Goku was from there shown successfully striking Granola, he then went on to tell him, "And if you are hoping to beat me, then you'll have to try a lot harder than that if you think that you can. I'm nothing like you remembered." As with Granola's body then being shown having to be driven back, it was only through his observation where Whis went on to say to himself, "Another trait of yours that needs to be contained. Your overconfidence in believing that the battle is fully in your favor is another one of your biggest weaknesses," Whis says. "So, you weren't talking out of your rear end after..."
That statement that Whis just gave about overconfidence, I agree to a certain extent. But in order for a person to actually overcome any battle that they face, and they must have a deep, deep, deep confidence and belief in themselves that they can overcome that hurdle. That's what pushes them to learn. That's what pushes them to figure out how to defeat whatever situation or whatever enemy that they're facing at the time. So I agree with Whis, but at the same time, I don't. Balance. Let's get back to it.
"After all, were you?" Granola went on to respond. "Nice shot. But do you think you'll win? Surely you don't, do you?" "Something's not right," Goku went on to respond. "He seems very sure of himself, and I've got to watch it." "Wait a second," he says. "I'm sensing another energy signature rapidly approaching. Could it be one of his clones again?" Goku asks. To where, fortunately enough for Goku, he was in fact able to move out of the way as soon as he was able to spot a barrage of ki blasts heading his way, in which, as Goku had gone in dodging each and every single one of these blasts, Goku from there went on to turn around by responding, "Whoa, that didn't come from Granola. Wait a minute. I know that energy. It's you. Long time no see, Goku. You seem like you're doing well for yourself," Kefla then went on to respond, "but not for long. Me and you have some unfinished business to attend to, don't we? But this time, I won't be holding back." As Goku went on to respond, "Oh man, you're here too, Kefla?" Whis wasn't kidding. This mirror dimension isn't going to be a cakewalk.
Now, in this mirror dimension, right? Goku got stronger from the last time that he fought Kefla, right? So him being able to handle Granola and Kefla in Super Saiyan God shows you how strong he gotten in between those times. But if Kefla is anything like the other timeline, she's gonna put up a serious fight against Goku, and she's gonna make him, you know, go to the ends of the earth trying to beat her. And both of them, killer combination, bruh. Let's see how you gonna handle this situation.
Pay attention and focus, Goku, Whis went on to shout, as out of nowhere Granola had once again attempted to strike Goku, but luckily for Goku this time, he was actually able to block off Granola's punch as Goku went on to say to himself, damn, although they're identical clones of the originals, they sure do feel like the originals. What happened to you, Saiyan? I don't remember you being this weak, Granola says. Is this the best that you can truly do? No, Goku says. Far from it, actually, Granola, but even then with Kefla being shown having to make her way towards Goku, to Goku's surprise, while fending off against Granola, that's when Kefla went on to address Goku by telling him, there is no way that I'm going to let what you did to me during the Tournament of Power slide. It's payback time, Goku. So it's like that, is it? Goku asks. Well, I'll gladly knock you back and put you in your place, just like I did before, Goku says. You think it's going to be that easy, Kefla responds. It won't be, Saiyan, Granola went on to chime in. Let's see how you handle the two of us coming at you at the same time, Goku. As all the while with Whis having to observe how Goku is now fighting off against both Kefla and Granola, Whis went on to say to himself, interesting, so they'll be attacking Goku together during this. Well, it's all for the better if that's the case. I'm surprised Goku's determined. He should remain focused no matter what, he says, though with new enemies coming, I wonder at what point will he break. If Goku is to fight Budo first, then he needs to be ready, Whis says. Both Granola and Kefla are very good opponents for Goku to face. Both have their own unique styles in battle, and if Goku were to be ready, then he needs to adapt to everything, every opponent, every style, every scenario. As with Goku now being shown having to fend off against both Kefla and Granola, Goku then went on to say to himself, oh, damn it, they just keep coming. Oh, it's hard to keep track of them both when they're both smashing into me like this. Oh, I've got to keep pushing through. As all the while in the meantime, when going back to Frieza and Cooler, it would only now appear as though Frieza has brought Cooler back to HQ, as Frieza went on to address his brother by telling him, now in order for you to understand what you are up against, first you need to see into the past to get a better idea of how to deal with them in the future. Look here, Frieza says, with
So Cooler and Frieza are still plotting. My thing is, Frieza, give it up already, bruh. They already beat your. I mean, you've been calling them monkeys for years and all type of stuff, and you still trying to create plans to destroy the Saiyans. Frieza is getting old right now, bro. Just go ahead and wave the white flag. I mean, God, bro. But let's get back to it.
Cooler asking, what are these tubes of liquid? And what exactly is floating inside? These are samples that were recovered from various battles that were waged on Earth involving those Saiyans, Frieza says. My team of scientists and engineers are looking to break these down to the very atom in order to create the ultimate weapon of war when the time calls for it, Frieza says. So you're looking to reverse engineer the DNA of these samples into something, Cooler asks? That is correct, Frieza responds. Each of these being studied and sampled in order to replicate and create the ultimate serum. This here is a piece of one's horn, Frieza says, an enemy that had fought against the Saiyans on Earth who went by the name Moro. It contains extraordinary information, especially with how durable this.
You got to give one thing, Frieza, his props. He had a high IQ. I mean, even in the series, bro. You know, he expressed how intelligent he was, even though he was evil Ash. He was very, very intelligent, and he practically knew what he was doing most of the time that he was doing it. I mean, sometimes he just didn't know what he was going to face, or didn't have enough information on whatever situation he was stuck in that, you know, he came out with a loss. So let's get back to it.
creature was when fighting against those monkeys when he did. So you're breaking this down for the purpose of extracting DNA, which made this Moro so durable in order to merge it within the serum, Cooler asks? So you're weaponizing these samples, aren't you? Correct, Frieza says. Each of these contains information and potential that could turn its hosts into the ultimate weapons of war. I was able to watch this Moro from a distance, Frieza says. I've seen this creature's unique abilities and techniques, and each of them could be a great use to us once its molecular DNA structure is broken down for us to use, he adds. Though something went wrong to where he wasn't able to hold on to his power, I have no doubt that this will not be the same case with us once we learn more about what he is. He was a formidable and dangerous creature, Frieza adds, which is why I want to learn every bit about him that I can. His skills could be a great use to us. With Cooler,
I wonder what that would have been like if Moro and Frieza ran into each other. Do y'all think that Frieza would have had a chance to get Moro? Leave a comment in the comment section if you think that Frieza would have stood a chance against Moro. Me personally, I think that, let me sit down and really think about this. I think that Frieza could have put up a fight against Moro, especially Black Frieza. I think he definitely would have put up a fight against Moro. But that's my opinion. Go ahead, tell me what y'all think, though. Let's get back to it.
Asking, and what is that over there? That there is skin and blood samples collected during my fight on Earth with an exiled Saiyan named Broly. Some of his blood happened to have spilled on me during our fight, and after collecting it, we have been studying to see how this Saiyan adapts so quickly in battle, hoping that we can use this as a source in learning more. My men have been studying the sample of this Saiyan for months now, and once we've broken his DNA down to where we can merge it within the serum, it will indeed become a very rewarding factor in our mission going forward, Frieza says. That I can assure you. He was an impressively rapid growing Saiyan, Frieza adds, and if he could manage to grow so much during the course of one day, then there would be no reason as to why we couldn't either. I saw it unfold with my very own eyes, Frieza says, with Cooler than having to chime in by asking, so you're looking to find out what makes him grow so much in hopes of using that to our advantage, are you? Very smart. I'm honestly surprised that you would go this far just to ensure victory, Frieza. Bingo, Frieza responds. Imagine the heights that we could reach with our own given potential combined with the attributes of all of these warriors, he says. One would only imagine that a monster.
That's where I think Frieza went wrong. Instead of relying on your own power, you rely on your enemy's power. That just proves that you have no faith in yourself, bruh. None. And all you got to do is keep training, bro, to get stronger within your own power, bro. But you want to use everybody else's power? You're a weakling, bro. That is just copycat. You being a copycat right now, Frieza. That's pretty much it. But I mean, but then again, at the same time, when it comes to strategy, that was more of an ego type of way of looking at it, right? But strategies, it's kind of smart, man. You know what I mean? You got to basically use science and natural abilities to combat an enemy or to win in a situation. So if you look at it from different angles, you can see, I would say, some good and bad from both sides of the spectrum. But let's get back to it.
Would be created, am I right? But that was when Cooler went on to chime in by asking, what was that just now? That other Saiyan? Who was this Broly fighting against? Which one of them did he face? Before turning him into an ally, Broly battled both of them, Frieza says, and that other Saiyan that you just saw on your screen was their fusion. Fusion, Cooler asks. So, was this what you wanted to show me earlier? I never knew that Saiyans could combine bodies like that and merge. That is correct, Frieza says, and there is much more to this fusion than meets the eye. In fact, I actually witnessed two versions of it. The fusion warrior shown here derives from a fusion dance which created Gogeta. The other which I have seen came during the tournament of Power, Frieza says, when two Universe 6 Saiyans used the Potara earrings given to them by their Kaioshin and God of Destruction to create a Potara fusion called Kefla.
That's how you know knowledge is power, bro. because if Frieza never witnessed those fusions and never knew anything about fusion, if Frieza found some type of way to be stronger than the Saiyans individually and they decide to fuse, he would not know what to do in that situation. And it would have been a wrap because he would have had no information on their ability to fuse. That's how you know knowledge is power, bro.
Both possessing incredible power. This fusion dance grants the hosts 30 minutes to remain, while the Potara, from my knowledge, allows the host to remain for 1 full hour as a result. A very deadly and noteworthy thing to keep in mind, especially when backing these Saiyans into a corner, Frieza says. This is what they will use as their ace card in battle. And of course, well, then there are those, Frieza says, the Dragon Balls. Wish-granting orbs that can give you anything you wish once collected, he adds. I have been trying to get my hands on these for quite some time now, and every single time I try, they are taken from me, Frieza says. With these, any one of our wishes can be granted once they are gathered, but they are heavily protected, so going after Earth's Dragon Balls isn't going to cut it, he adds. My desire for immortality was ripped away long ago, and I will not have it happen to me again. There are a set of Dragon Balls on Namek that we can go and collect, Frieza says, and once we do, we only then get one step closer towards achieving our goals without anyone stopping us. The multiverse will know our name and the terror that comes with it once Goku and Vegeta die at our feet, Frieza says.
I see it kind of as cowardly that a lot of enemies try to use the Dragon Balls to get a step above their enemies. You know what I'm saying? Or using a wish. Just shows you the lack of ability that they have to complete the goals that they so-called want. You know what I mean? So it's a chink in their armor, in my opinion, using the Dragon Balls to up on one of your enemies. Ops, whatever you want to call it. You dig?
Those two are running on borrowed time. They won't know what hit them. Excellent, Cooler says, and once I am able to discover a new level, there will be no one who will stop us. Those Saiyans are as good as dead once the time comes. I can feel it. Now then, let's do what you said earlier and go pay this Zuno a friendly visit first. As with both Cooler and Frieza now shown smiling towards the end, it was only right then and there during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strong.
Well. That's the end of the episode today.
Here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball everything reaction videos. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that way you can be updated whenever I drop a video. Bruh. You don't want to miss out on the greatness here at Dragon Ball Art 92. Let's go.
And to be honest, man, it's a real good episode. It make you, you know what I'm saying, like really think of a lot of lessons that we learn in real life. Like in real life, we battle a lot. It may not be like the battles that, you know, they have in Dragon Ball Z because we're not flying around using powers, but we have mental battles when we go out and go to work, when we're dealing with society. You know, we also have physical battles at the same time. You know, have a blessed day and always remember to believe in yourself because ain't nobody else gonna do it, man. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
Recently, I was able to witness the fights of 3 great warriors. His powers were completely absurd. I had never seen anything like it.